Good evening, all you wild and weirdos and weirdettes. It's Iron. That's Joe over there in the chair, and Doomsday Dave is floating around in the ether. He'll be here to give us all kinds of neat updates on this weird comet mothership, whatever in the world it actually turns out to be. I'm surprised, but anyway, first things first.
First things first, Nancy. Thank you.
Nancy kicks the door in right there, right? So first things first, we've got your goals set up there. For all you folks who've never been to this fun little show, let me just tell you, sometimes we get serious, sometimes we get funny, and sometimes we just go off the rails. We don't know what it is, but there will be moments of seriousness tonight, just to let you all know, as you saw from the trailer. And yeah. Joseph, why don't you introduce these fine folk and tell them how we got here?
Well, once upon a time, Ron and I worked in a pet shop.
No, not us. All of us.
So we've got everybody here in the house. Just an old hippie, by the way. You're the only one that won a poop log that doesn't have one in the mail because we didn't get your contact info. So make sure you shoot that out to us out there in Northern California.
Okay, so we just lost like anyone who was listening, right, with poop log.
Oh, yeah. So it's the Christmas poop log, and some people won some poop logs.
That's a tradition.
They're out in the mail right now. Everybody should have them by mid next week, earlier next week if you're closer. Enzo's the only one that's like Christmas Eve delivery date.
Oh,
but hopefully it'll be there earlier. But he's out there in the center of the country. We've got Seth Womack out in the chat here. We've got Wolves Den. We've got Jordan Booker. Then we've got Larry Hose. We've got Jen. What's going on, Jen? Eyes is out there. Octopus has made it in. We've got who else?
Hit the like
here. Nancy White's here.
Okay, yeah, hit the like button early. There you go. Just like
absolutely smash that like button. Ada Cox, what's going on, Ada? Gary Schuler's here. Spooky Appalachia's here. Good to see you guys hanging out there tonight. So there has been Rogette's is here. You came back. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Remember, I need glow in the dark.
Good to see you, brother. So we made it here today to where we are through a series of strange events. Just an old hippie keeping it wild, weird, and free. Thank you.
And that's the weird events right there. The fact that we come on here and people do that, that's why we're here. And
right.
Mind blown, man.
So what we do here, people donate into the show. So that way nothing goes behind a paywall. Everything is out there for free for everybody here. You might see commercials from time to time, but we're not keeping anything behind a paywall. You don't have to subscribe other than to just smash the subscription button. There's no additional fees. And it's because we have supporters who cover all of that for you and help us with our studio expenses. And if you're not familiar with what we do, we have Wild and Weird Radio, which is what you're watching right now. But we also have a series that we're producing called Strange Realities. And it is jumping off the hills of Paranormal Horizons, a series that we produced, that we created, that was produced by Small Town Monsters and released by Small Town Monsters. But we were the creative eyes, ears, hands, and everything involved with that series. And we're keeping it running through Strange Realities, and it's going to be released right here. And all that is going to be completely free for you guys to consume. And it's not going to be stuck anywhere where you got to pay $1 here or $1 there. And it's because we have supporters who carry every subscriber.
Wow. Look at this.
Across the finish line.
This is amazing.
So thank you.
Multiple thank yous, my friend.
Very much appreciated. Lisa says, I have to share. I've been feeling a weird energy lately, and to the point that it gives me anxiety and a suspicion something big is coming within the next few days. Well, we're going to be addressing that tonight, oddly enough.
Blessings to you, my friend. You are feeling something that a lot of us are feeling, and we're definitely going to be addressing that and a few more things very, very shortly.
So our original plan for tonight got completely derailed by a movie trailer.
A movie trailer.
How many times in history can we say that a trailer or a series, a movie, has derailed a topic that we were going to run with?
I think we can say it when it falls on the date that we said something big was going to happen on that date.
We did. We did. We did. In fact, Jordan Buckier, thank
Look
you
at you
all.
guys.
Love you too, man.
Man, I wish we
Christmas.
could just put them all up there at once, so everybody could see that because, again, you guys
It would be cool. That's something
Yeah.
I'll send an email because they
That would
always,
be awesome.
Streamers always asking for
Yeah.
suggestions. If
Like
we
if-
could get a starred
a banner or something up here, like on the
something that
top.
would just run their script,
Yep.
that'd be great.
Yep, that'd be cool. That'd be really, really cool. I know that other stream platforms do have that, where when people donate, that you can see, that they did that, like big time. It stays there for a while. Anyway, let's get Doomsday Dave on here. Joe, bring him in because he needs to be part of this conversation.
Here we go. Doomsday Dave's in the house. What's going on, brother?
David.
Oh, not too much. How does it go?
It goes. You're out of focus though. Shine some light.
Yeah,
on
stick a
your
finger up
face.
to the lens there.
Oh,
Yeah, just do one of these
odd.
numbers. No,
I mean,
it's
always
just-
in focus.
that's what it is.
Huh.
Just put your hand up to the camera.
Yes,
There it goes. You got it.
I,
You got it. It got you. You're good.
I made one for you and Ada because you guys were wanting us to get you guys some after the fact, and those are actually out in the garage. I'm gonna get with I'm gonna try to meet with Seth here next week, and so that way he can get you your poop log. And Ada, I got you a glow in the dark poop log as well because you requested one too. So we're gonna get you taken care of.
And you know what, folks? It taught us it really quick before we go into the topic. What it taught us is that apparently the Cockatiel, our little mascot for Christmas for the past 3 years, is really catching on here as a family thing. So we'll probably have a lot more of those next year. So be looking for them. We kind of got.
Yeah,
I had no idea. Honestly, had no idea that many people would want these things.
I made a bunch of them that we were going to take to CryptidCon. It's the ones that we gave away.
Yes.
And but I forgot them in the garage. I just forgot them. And to everyone here's benefit.
and it happened for a reason, Joe.
It worked out. It worked out. So
many other things, right?
So we will make a set of them. We'll probably start making them in the fall.
Yeah, whenever, but we'll definitely have enough.
So that way, anybody that wants Cockatiel can get one.
Yeah, exactly. So you'll get one next season. David, before we launch into the news, you were telling me off camera earlier. I said, Dave, what's the deal with three?
Where did you send it to, hippie?
You check if you got it. Send it again. I wonder if it came to the mail. Let me check. If it did, I'll pass it on to you. David. Yep, I think this is it at 8:08. I believe it's maybe it.
Okay, yeah, I didn't have an 808 for my mail outs.
No, I mean it's 8:08, like right now.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Forwarding it to you right now.
Gotcha. Yeah, send it over.
Sure.
I'll get yours out tomorrow.
So Dave, watch. I'm multitasking, everyone. Dave,
I am too.
Dave, give us some news. We know 3i Atlas is it's on our doorstep, right? It's here, from what I understand. Tomorrow's the closest approach.
Yeah, December 19th. So
what do we know? What do we know? What do we know that we didn't know?
Will be later tonight.
Okay.
Around 2:30 a.m. in the morning, December 19th. Of course, being after midnight tonight, it'll make its closest approach. It's going to be about 170 million miles, which I think was around. I'm trying to remember how many times that is from the distance to the moon, but that really doesn't matter. But
yeah,
on its way. But they have Avi Loeb, and then if anyone watches the Angry Astronaut, he's another one that I tend to pay a little bit of attention to.
Yeah, we've actually shared some of his stuff here before, Angry Astronaut.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, And of course, he kind of does what we're doing.
So-
he kind of goes off of the news, but he's a big time in astronomy. He's pretty knowledgeable fellow too.
Sure. So you're
Um,
saying kind of trustworthy people is what you're going for, sources here, the kind of things that we look for. We don't run with the tabloid people, right? We're trying to say we go with these kind of reputable sources. But you told me that these reputable sources are saying some things that that are a little weird now, right?
Yeah, it's same thing. Of course, obviously NASA is just still touching on the most common elements you see in a comet. They're not like touching on all these anomalies that some of the others are seeing. But
Now, Dave,
Adley in this.
Now wait.
Yeah.
Back when we reported this last, I think there was somewhere around 8 or 9 anomalies.
Yeah.
Where are we at, Dave?
They're up to 15 anomalies now. The tail is still, at least since December 13th, the tail is still there, and it's pointing directly towards the sun still, and it's not pointed away from the sun,
which is weird.
Now
we got to call that for what it is. That's weird, right?
It's very weird, and the fact that we have 15 now, it's like the probability of it being something natural goes down less and less the more.
No. We're not having that conversation. Wait a second here. for real, guys. I'm not kidding. We didn't have this conversation. It's the first time we've had this all as a group. Are you trying to tell me that there is
Dave has been pretty much natural the whole way, which
100%.
So have I.
I still am.
So what?
Are you 100% natural?
I'm questioning some things now. I'm a little more. I'm kind of like getting a little around the 99%, 98%. I'm still pretty high up there, but these anomalies are really strange. I still kind of on the side of it's just something new to science, to astronomy.
Sure.
It's that's never been really obviously been viewed before in this manner, and it's a lot closer too.
True.
So I'm just throwing this out there.
Go ahead, snowball it. It's that time of the year, obviously.
What are the odds that this thing is in our solar system the same time that we found this other?
Why are you doing this when you stalk?
Because you're gonna see why. Why could it be that this thing was in our solar system at the same time that this other meteorite is in our solar system that has been found with all the material needed for life, including some ribonucleic material?
Oh, we're talking about that now.
I mean, they're both here right now.
Oh, I know.
What are the odds?
I know. I mean, I'm pretty sure if we really look at all the odds, they're pretty crazy right now, right, Dave? With all the stuff that's happening. I mean, we've had quite a year, and why not just throw in a rock with, panspermia and, proof of ancient alien seeding of planets, if that's what it was.
I mean, this rock 100% pretty much confirmed that life
began out there. Are you going to say it?
That is, it began somewhere.
Well, there are those who believe. But anyway,
I mean, it's potentially, it could be possible that this rock came from here a long, long time ago and got knocked off and chipped out into space and then just circled back.
Yeah, that's totally what it was.
Well, I'm just saying recently that what was the name of that began with a B?
It's the other thing.
The asteroid that they landed.
They detected everything you need for carbon-based life, plus everything you need to build RNA.
Yeah, which is pretty impressive. And then there's also they're finalizing a discovery they made on Mars, because they did a drill on Mars or the rover, and they found some potential bioelements, which they're still studying.
Right.
Who knows when that will be released? But
Enzo caught it. Look, you caught it, buddy. You caught it. There's a lot of truth in that,
Yeah.
I think there's flaws in Doomsday Day's analysis. I mean, he's a good dude, but
Enzo said life here began out there. Wasn't that the title sequence to the original Battlestar
Yeah.
Galactica?
Yeah, there are those who believe. That's right. And in 2004, I believe that was the opening book of the Book of the Word, if I remember correctly, which is hilarious. But we've always talked about that assimilation stuff, haven't we, guys? Speaking of which,
we have a whole episode about that was all about it. But Rob Posey posed a question, Dave. He saw a post today that said that Atlas is emitting X-rays. I'm sure it's probably BS with everything floating around the internet.
Well,
have you seen anything about that?
Actually, I was looking at. So I saw him post that. I started looking it up with the European. So this is official from the European Space Agency. So I'm just going to read it. I'm just going to read off what they have on their site. But yes, 3i Atlas has been observed emitting X-rays. This observation was made by the European Space Agency's XMM Newton spacecraft and the Japanese X-ray imaging and spectroscopy mission.
Can you get us a link to that? This is something we got to see.
Yeah.
Let's
see. I'm gonna send that. I'm gonna send that link to you guys through the private chat here because it won't show up obviously.
Yeah, do that, and I'm gonna put it up here. I'm gonna grab it.
So I linked it over here for you.
All right, so go ahead.
So let me see here. So it says here the X-ray emissions are a result of the comet's gas interacting with the solar wind, producing X-rays that can reveal the comet's composition and gases surrounding it. This discovery is significant as it is the first interstellar object to emit detectable X-ray radiation, providing a unique opportunity to study the interstellar environment and the materials of the comet.
All right. Well, it's legit. I'm posting the link for you guys right now.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, that's interesting. Of course, you know, I should bring Lisa down because Lisa is she's an X-ray tech and she would know a lot more about the radiation parts of X-ray.
Oh, it's good. We got Glowing Joe. He can tell us all about the radiation. So, well, that's interesting.
I had to give somebody a ride with me today at work. We had to go pick up some of the catering for our Christmas dinner, and I have my lanyard hanging off of my
Glowing Joe.
They said Glowing Joe, huh? And I went, yeah, there's a story about that. And they said also it's not just your personality. And I started laughing. I said, no, it's not it. So I showed them the video and they're like, what in the world? And I was like, because I don't broadcast what I do outside of work at work.
It's probably a good idea not to.
Right?
Yeah.
So here's that link, guys. Go copy paste that out and throw it up in your on another window so you can take a look at it later.
Yeah, definitely. So
the funny thing, some of the folks I work with know that I'm involved. I do this and on the side. A couple of them kind of think it's cool.
So Octopus with No Friends, why would that be the first to admit X-rays? It's weird.
Well, it's a weird composition too. We don't know what this thing's made of. Let's be real.
Yeah.
First of all, we don't know what it's made of. It is from interstellar space. It could be darn near anything, right? But we don't know what it's made of and how it interacts with the solar winds. We don't know how it interacts with, our sun per se, right? So
it has a lot of extras.
Yeah, it has a lot of extras. Exactly. And those extras may be bouncing off of some of the stuff that it's never encountered, or at least stuff that we've never seen encountered before.
Yeah.
Gotta remember, human, lifespans about, maybe a micron in comparison to what this thing's lived through at this point. So what's the chances of us even seeing this thing? That's the crazy part. If you think about the odds, you want to talk about odds?
Oh yeah. The odds that we're the ones seeing this, our generation, the people who are alive right now are the ones observing this.
And that's what I'm getting at. It's pretty fantastic just to think about that. And then to say that we know what this is.
Yeah.
That's ludicrous. So anyway,
I was going to say too, just because X-rays is not uncommon in space.
No, they're not.
Not I mean, that's
not at all.
It's interesting that an object like this is causing it.
Right. We typically see that with stars and with planet bodies and whatnot. But this is a little different. But like I said, different exotic materials, different exotic results.
So because usually it's like X-rays, like high energy interactions. And I'm actually looking at something that I wrote down here. Basically involving high energy interactions between particles and magnetic fields.
Right.
And this is coming from a comment.
I wish you
Kind
would
of
do
wild.
that.
So
I still think it's
it's
natural.
emitting its own magnetic fields.
Yeah. Okay.
Where did it do that? Yeah, but like I said, I still think it's natural. I really do. I think it's just coming from something that it's just newer to the science. Because we're advanced, but we're not so advanced we know everything that's out there.
Are you sure we don't know everything out there? Because I've talked to some people and they think they know everything.
Definitely.
Right.
They assure me that they know everything.
Oh,
They know everything. They know that there's no Mothman, there's no Bigfoots,
I saw that.
everything that we do is completely just a hobby, and we're wasting our time. I've talked to these people all the time, and that's what they assure me. So I'm just like, I'm curious. Are you sure there are no experts? I mean, they have like a screen name and everything.
I mean, to be fair, it kind of is a hobby, but it's something that you
It's
take
not a
seriously.
hobby. No.
It's a science.
No, exactly what you just said. A hobby is me going and buying models and building them and making them look pretty and real. And, you're spending a lot of time doing that, right? It doesn't serve anyone any joy or purpose other than me. And even if I went and entered those into a contest, which I have in the past, and I won, it's still a hobby. What we're doing is we are providing data for people to make up their own minds about specific topics that will become very important in the next year or the next couple of years
or the next couple months.
I didn't say that, Joe. Speaking of which, we did have something very important happen. We hinted at it there at the beginning, and unless you've been under a rock, you already know the trailer for Spielberg's new movie just came out of nowhere Tuesday. It was not supposed to come out Tuesday, however.
No, it was supposed to have come out today with the new Avatar movie.
Mm-hmm.
However, Spielberg went rogue and
Enzo
dropped it himself.
That was great, Enzo. Yeah, that was good.
Do we have any evidence that it's been able to control its own course of movement?
Not that I've seen. David?
I haven't either. Dave?
I've not seen either.
And that right there is why I say it's natural.
Yeah, it does seem to be following a somewhat predictable course based off of the trajectory that we have measured and know. So
yeah,
it does seem to be just doing a thing.
Yeah, it's doing that.
It hasn't pulled an Oumuamua.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, one of the theories that Avi, again, I'm not going off everything Avi says because he's just one scientist, but he does bring up interesting points that a lot of other scientists are not bringing up. Some that are talking about it, but they're not being public because it could damage their careers. Right. But he talked about as it approaches Jupiter, he had one theory that the anti-tail, that there could be a spacecraft in the anti-tail. That's why it's pointing that one direction. So I think that's a little bit extreme of opinion, but it's something to consider because you just never know.
When you come down to Avi, he's trying to make people think outside the box.
Yeah,
that's what he's doing. He's not saying that's what this is. He's saying, could it be? He's doing the ancient astronaut thing, right? He's doing the Giorgio thing. Could it be? Yes, it absolutely 100% can be. And the people who tell you it can't be don't know what they're talking about. I don't care how many PhDs, I don't care how many letters they have behind their names, doctors and doctorates, and I don't really care. That has nothing to do with it, because in the end, they're just bags of meat with bones inside.
Yeah, we're just human. We think.
That's the problem.
Maybe.
Oh, anyway.
Sploot made it to the chat. What's going on?
Hello, Sploot. All right, guys. Let's look at this thing, because
and we're talking about the trailer, not 3i Atlas.
No, we're
not
going
about the trailer.
We're not going to look at 3i Atlas. We're just going to wait and see what's up with the whole 3i Atlas thing here in a couple of days. We'll be posting up. I'm sure Dave's going to have us some stuff to post up on the page over on the Facebook group. So if you're interested, definitely follow it there. And if something big does happen, we'll do a live. We'll pop in here and be like, okay, that's it. That's great. It starts with an earthquake, birds, snake, and airplanes. We'll do that whole thing, right? I might even play guitar. But here's the thing. As of right now, it's a comet. That's what we're calling it. Right, guys? We all agree?
Yep.
It's just a weird one.
Very weird.
Okay. See?
It's an interstellar one.
It's an interstellar
Mhm.
weird comet.
Yeah.
You know, it should be our official comet. Let's just call it what it is and adopt it.
There we go.
That's what we're going. It's going to be the
It's
wild,
very
weird
cool,
comet.
actually.
Yeah. See, I'm pretty sure we could buy it. All right. Because, you know, you can claim stuff like that. Well, I think you got to go there and stick a flag on it or something, right?
We have a flag.
But we don't have a spaceship to get to it.
Yeah.
Call Zorp, call Cargon.
Yeah, we'll get Zorp and Cargon. They'll
You know
go
what
take
has to
care of
happen.
that.
All right. So, in all due seriousness, see, that's the funny side that we do. Now, let's get serious. So, this trailer dropped, and I'm watching some of these reactions on these boards. Okay. And I'm like, seeing this stuff. Oh, there's too much woo in this. There's just it's too far out there. There's too much. This is crazy. Tell me that you don't understand this phenomena without telling me you don't understand this phenomena.
Right. 100%.
I mean, again, or you're not familiar with Spielberg's work. Look at Taken. Look at Close Encounters of the Third Kind. He had elements in all those works that he did, which at the time were not really well known. And now they're pretty much history.
The one thing that I think seems to be missed on everybody's list when they think about this being Spielberg, I've seen a lot of people saying, well, how much does Spielberg actually know? How much did guys? Hynek was in Close Encounters.
Yeah.
J. Allen Hynek, the guy who ran Project Blue Book, was in Close Encounters of the Third Kind and was the consultant.
Yeah. That's why the high strange stuff's there. Right. Exactly.
Material.
Right. I mean, if you're going to make a movie, then, well, you know this. I mean, you go and you look for people who know what they're talking about.
Right.
And if you're trying to make something that borderlines, it's sci-fi, but it borders actual reality, which is a really cool concept. If you can pull that off, you've got something that hits everybody. And right now, that is a big target. My question is, oh my God, is it just a coincidence that we have this trailer dropping? We've got James's movie getting ready to come out. We just had, Disclosure, the whole thing. What is going on? Like all these things in this little short time period. You want to talk about weird coincidences? I mean, come on. What are you thinking?
Well, we called it.
Enzo?
December the 16th to January the 16th, roughly.
Yeah.
That month is always pretty wild.
Yeah.
December 16th on the day is when the trailer dropped. Unannounced. It just, you know what? Forget it. Wham. We're throwing it out
Right
there.
there. Now, why that's significant is because that is the same day that, in 2017, this whole thing really started to roll.
Yeah.
That's pretty significant. And there almost seems to be like a pattern or timeline to these things. Enzo says he's he was surprised about all the religious symbolism in the trailer. I'm not. I'm happy that it's there because we knew this was going to have to happen.
It's going to have to happen. You're right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've been talking about this forever at this point, but okay. So let's do what everybody else has done. Let's look at this trailer and let's do our thing to it. Let's hear your thoughts. Let's hear your opinions, and let's stop it. And let's look at this thing and see just what some of this stuff may be, because it plays into exactly what we're going to be talking about. So let me go find it, and we'll do that.
Media presentation.
Media presentation. If you don't mind. Oh yeah, we're getting good at that. All right, here we go. Again, this is the trailer, and this is property of Amblin Entertainment. This is Steven Spielberg's work. I had nothing to do with it. We're showing it here because about a billion other podcasters and
Are doing
YouTubers
the
have
same
done this. So you know what? I'm pretty sure Spielberg's probably going to be happy that that many people are actually interested in this anyway. So here we go.
Next CT.
Now I'm just going to stop it right there for a second. First of all, when I saw that, I was just like, my eyes just out of my head, because how many times have we had this conversation?
Yeah.
Too many times. So basically what you're seeing there is a lot of symbolism, but it can also be symbolism that may be representative of screen images or screen memories. We don't know yet. We don't know where he's going to go with this, but that's the first thing I thought about when I saw that.
Because deer are often a screen image.
Often. Particularly the cardinal.
Symbolism.
Spiritual symbolism as well.
A lot of Western spiritual symbolism.
Oh, and a lot of folks who have, had these, even we had, what's his name one? McClellan one. And he was talking about how, the owl symbolism, right? And what really got him was he was talking about how many people had these loved ones basically come back, and they thought that was the bird. They had just passed, and the bird would land, and they were like, oh, that's so-and-so. And they were having conversations with these things, like they believed that was them. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. There's consciousness aspects at play here. As we said, there would be. This phenomena does indeed get weird. But one of the more disturbing parts of it, I think, and it's typical, movie magic right here. This is the hook. This is to grab you. But there's a little more to this too. So that's a hook, just to let y'all know. That's a very dramatic hook, but it's also based in some actual context. Those weird sounds, the clicks, the hums. There's actually some reports of this stuff. It's not always just in UFO stuff, right, Joe?
Right. Yeah. It's other phenomena as well.
Mm-hmm. So let's carry on. Yeah, you've got the consciousness aspect going on here. You've got some form of mechanical interface taking place here. There's a lot of truth to this, is what I'm getting at, based upon what we understand. Is that accurate to say?
Right.
He's done some homework, done some real homework here.
And I'm curious as to how little homework he actually did based off just the data that he's had for years.
It's a good point, man. It's a good point.
I'm gonna be a little silly here, but that crop circle there, it kind of reminds me of one of those little vinyl, those little yellow vinyl. Can't remember what they were called now. I'm old enough to remember them. Those little yellow vinyl clips you would see you use with.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
45s.
Yeah. I barely remember those, honestly. That's weird. Why do you remember those? Anyway, I like this scene too, because I know Agent John Stone's down there somewhere. He's down there. And we're on one of those screens, pretty sure. In the real life, real world, whatever that is.
They're starved.
Now, here's the key part that a lot of people aren't catching. And just let it go right over top of your head. That little clip right there. Do you think there could be others? That kind of implies that we're not just talking about one little species that's doing all this stuff, right, Joe?
It could, but it could also be a point in the movie that maybe other people are aware of this.
People, the aware ones, like just like we had in Close Encounters, for example.
Yeah.
Now, this is a really cool scene. And it's straight out of some contact and abduction lore, where people see wolves at the foot of their beds, or they'll see, owls again, but the owls will be 4.5 feet tall, or deer. Yes, specifically deer, because I think that's what this was kind of meant to kind of play off of. It's artistic imagery. Let's call it what it is. Okay.
It reminds me of some of the anomalies you hear about in Skinwalker Ranch, what they report.
It should. Because this is high strangeness at its best. Yeah. And I think that's what he's trying to represent, to make you, have some kind of I don't know. You're supposed to like it more. Yeah, exactly. You got to do that stuff, right? But here's the thing, guys. There's a lot to that little clip. I mean, there's a lot to that little clip. And we had this conversation about how when Strieber's book came out, Communion came out, and the cover was everywhere, and people had this visceral reactions to it. Right? They were actually going in and telling people to turn that thing around. It freaks me out. I won't come in your store while it's while it's facing. That caused a lot of people to come forward. A lot of experiencers came forward. It triggered something in their heads. Last week,
it made them unsettled. They saw it, and it gave them a feeling of being unsettled, feeling it was something wrong. So much so that the book's cover was actually changed.
Last week,
many of the books were taken and turned around, face away or spine out only. And then the cover was changed for nearly a decade, and then it was re-released with the alien head again.
Mm-hmm. Well, last week,
Communion didn't the book Communion have a similar controversy to it too? Something about I can't remember what it was now. You guys might remember. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But like when Communion came out, there was some kind of controversy over it too.
Yeah, it was the cover.
It was the cover. But what's interesting is last week, before we ended this show, you said something to the effect of, what would it take? How would people, how might the message get out, right? And I said, well, if everyone started saying the same thing at the exact same time.
Yeah, which this is something that you've been talking about for as long as I've known you.
That should terrify you personally.
So
everyone else, that's, it's just a weird movie, but that's something that a lot of people, even on the inside, don't really talk about.
Yeah.
Because it has to deal with that consciousness aspect of it. We know that this phenomena does interface consciously, psychically. At least it seems to.
Right.
Some of our tests would kind of suggest that, wouldn't they?
And I think they're giving a little bit of a visual play with the eyes turning green. That's when the psychic connection or the consciousness connection takes place. Because like it's hard to portray that on screen. Otherwise, you have to have some kind of like visual to aid the story.
Well, yeah, Aquaman. Remember?
Right.
The waves. It's the same thing. Yeah. You got to have some kind of visual representation that shows that. So you're right. You're 100%.
My take on that movie, I feel like it's probably going to carry a heavy religious tone. That's probably going to be the bulk of the movie in a manner of speaking. Yeah.
It's got to happen.
It'll be interesting to see. There's a whole lot of Catholic symbolism there. Catholic symbolism.
That's true.
You've got the nuns, you've got the crucifix.
And you know why, I think. Remember?
Well, yeah, the Pope.
Bingo.
The 20 some years ago.
That's going to be put in there. They'll reference that.
Well, she did. The nun did. She quoted him.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So yeah. So we're kind of going in places that are going to make people uncomfortable. But these things happen. And go ahead with that one, Octo.
So Octopus says the way the poltergeist activity is connected to the alien activity in Communion. No, he said, or maybe I'm thinking of the poltergeist stuff in Close Encounters with the kitchen and stuff. Yeah,
it's the same.
It's both actually, because both movies have psychotelekinesis taking place, things falling, things moving, and it is part of the Hynek's research, like straight out of his research.
Yeah.
If you read On UFOs, there's a whole chapter dedicated to that.
Yeah, there's definitely there's definitely a link here between these things. And so we wanted to kind of look at some of those tonight. That's what this was about. So, Spielberg opens his thing there with his, little question. So I'm going to open this topic with a question, and I want every single one of you to answer it in your own way. And it's very simple, but have you ever experienced some form of disassociative disassociativeness. There you go. I said it right. Like you were somewhere and all of a sudden maybe you didn't hear right. So something happened to the sound, like cone of silence, they call it in some cases, I believe. Time didn't seem right. Something was very, very, very off, and you recognized it. Well, as everyone else around you may not. Have you ever had that feeling? Let's go ahead and start popping them up there as the answer.
Gary, thank you, brother.
Spreading the Christmas spirit. Christmas poltergeist for everyone, y'all. Or high strangeness, maybe.
Rogue says, yeah, it just hit me out of nowhere and then noticed it moments later. Hippie says, yeah, a couple times.
And this isn't just related to UFOs, by the way, as I said in the little intro to this video. We see this.
Hold on, real quick. We're going to tackle this one real quick. Fourth Kind. Yeah, that movie was not based on anything other than just trying to make money off the whole found footage boom that was going on in the early 2000s. So, yeah, it really didn't have too many attachments or roots, and actually really irritated a lot of people because it was marketed as a UFO movie and then wound up just being a big mess.
It really hurt the research, to be honest with you. And this has been admitted to by the director, by the way, because a lot of people believe it was based upon some found tapes and so forth. But literally, he admits it was made literally just to cash in on the lost footage phenomena at the time, like Blair Witch. And there was something else that came out at the time.
So basically, everybody in the chat is bringing up that they have experienced some kind of
disassociation with time and space, and things weren't right. And that does happen. So the problem with it being is that in some of these other cases, that happens, but there are other things that are happening, right? Like you start seeing some weird stuff. I'll give you an example. Go ahead, read that.
Enzo says, I've had that feeling. I was in a busy store midday. Suddenly everyone was gone. I went down a couple of aisles, nobody. When I went to the checkout, everything popped back with lots of noise.
Yes, that's it. That's exactly it, Enzo. So in those cases, you're aware that you're there. This is not a hallucination. That's the key to make with this. And it's kind of like the same thing that we see with battlefield trauma, right, Joe? You can speak to this. Like,
yeah, I mean, like Larry could probably speak to it way better than myself.
Exactly.
But
time stops.
I have a ton of friends who were combat veterans, and then also knowing and studying the effects and being in certain training environments where they subject you to certain elements, causing your body to react in certain ways to get response so you can better respond under those kind of stimuli. It can cause disorientation. It can cause confusion just because it sends a shockwave through your entire body and essentially separates your nervous system from the rest of your body. And you're just, it's like a computer getting cold rebooted.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole premise of the whole Oz factor. That was, Ginny Randall's 1980. It was in a book, and I believe it was in some research papers that they were referring to this amongst themselves. And it's termed that because, Oz, right? Where weird things are.
Yeah.
Well, she came up with this pattern of events that basically during these encounters, these abduction or contact type encounters, that before there was high strangeness, this kind of was the prelude to all that, right? So it kind of opens the doors to high strangeness. Like it makes you more susceptible to the high strangeness. You're in this state of awareness. Something's not right straight off. And now all of a sudden, maybe something starts moving here or there, or there's some kind of weird thing, right? or you may see, I don't know, a deer or something. I don't know. but the whole point is that's where high strangeness comes in. And then whatever's behind this takes place. It always closes though with these memories that ain't quite right. You know, that's the key. And that's discovered later under the whole missing time thing that Bud Hopkins addressed.
So it seems to me that we're going to be getting a lot of that kind of stuff in this movie.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. And I think that we're going to be getting a lot of people who go see this and they're going to be triggered by some of those just the key scenes, because that's what happens with a lot of those cases, man. Something triggers them. That's what happens.
And it opens up the screen memory, or what's called the screen memory.
Exactly. That's what happened with me. We told about it the first time we were out there doing the related phenomena, the very first presentation we did. That's what that was about. That's how I discovered that there was something going on. I didn't have to have any kind of hypnosis. I remembered, I remembered enough. That's all I want to know. So no, thank you. If you want to offer, thanks. I'm good. But the point being is that missing time is literally a pause, right? It's taken away. It's not there. Something happened there, but you don't remember that. However, with the Oz factor, time does some weird stuff. It may try to exist all at once. You may perceive every single thing at once, or time may just seem to stop completely, but you're fully aware of that. And you know what you were doing at that point. Recently, we had the issue with a couple of these DOD guys, coming on Twitter and whatnot, or ex-DOD, whatever, and saying things like, people aren't ready for the truth. The public's not ready for what's behind the real NHI UAP phenomena. It would scare them to death. And then you heard the same thing recently with Farah after Age of Disclosure. He says, we've got enough material. We wanted to include this in it, but it was pretty much too much out there. It was just, they're not ready for it. It would scare most people.
Well, I think a lot of this stuff would scare most people. Most people aren't good at handling day-to-day life. For right now, most people aren't even aware of what's going on the other side of the planet. Much less what's going on in the sense that, there could be some kind of non-human intelligence that has been altering space-time around us for generations.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I would tend to agree that the bulk of humanity probably isn't prepared or could handle the totality, or too much more than just we're not alone.
Yeah. I mean, and that may be the primer. That may be all that we get. And you were talking about this again last week.
Yeah.
And that's literally what you were talking about. Maybe that's all we're going to get is the fact that someone's just going to say, okay, look, we're not alone, and drop it, because the other stuff it's out there. Right. And by out there, I don't mean it's unbelievable. I mean that it has a tendency to cause shock.
Yeah.
Is that the word? That's the word, right? Shock. I know that Lou Elizondo said once you knew the truth, there would be the somberness. I don't even think there's going to be somberness. I think there's just going to be utter confusion.
Well, for somebody who is not mentally fixed, on a single worldview, or single concept of what reality is,
right,
they probably would have a somber setback moment. But we would see the staunchly religious, the staunchly agnostic, the staunchly atheistic all probably have meltdowns at the core, because it would shatter their fixed worldview. The staunchly religious and the staunchly agnostic are not any different. two faces of the same coin. They are both so fixated on a single idea that reality can't exist outside of that idea. So if you shatter it, it's just like breaking the shell of an egg and everything just kind of oozes and spills out everywhere.
Yeah.
So for a lot of people, particularly in the Bible Belt of the United States, probably large swaths of South America and Europe, it would be very difficult to process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, and that's the whole point of the whole existential, the whole shock thing, right? We've talked about this. I mean, that's one of the fears, that we were going to have this catastrophic disclosure and it was just going to cause these meltdowns pretty much. And that's why, it's been made, these decisions have been made over the years to can ideas of actually disclosing this, because it's going to cause, look, if we come out and say they're here, then someone's going to be like, well, if they're here, then that means, did this happen? Well, what about this? Did this happen? Well, what about this? You said this didn't happen before, but now you're saying that happened. And then you get this runaway effect.
Yeah.
So there's definitely fallout from this, right? That's what we're getting at.
There is going to be fallout. Enzo says it scares people because they aren't able to understand it, at least not at first. So the natural reaction is fight or flight with something you can't process.
Mm-hmm.
Stone says attention spans are so short as a culture now, I don't think the panic and confusion would last long. It wouldn't, because the priority level would be pretty low. Because if you just dump a ton of information onto somebody and don't tell them what to do with it, they don't prioritize it. It just kind of gets shoved to the side and they don't think about it much because there's no consequence, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a chain of command or a direction to go with that information. So they're just kind of like, all right, we're just going to put this up here and it's going to live here on the shelf and we're going to go about life as usual.
No, I mean, that's accurate. Honestly, that's pretty much how it works, because what do you do with it, Joe?
Right. Like I don't know. I don't know what to tell people to do with it, because you don't know what it is. And even if we did, then how would we be sure?
Exactly. Right there. That's the part. So when we get these folks who, go out and they start screaming, oh, it's demons, or, oh, it's, Pleiadians, or it's give any other name. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Whatever label.
Doesn't matter. Because it is. That's the problem. It is. And that the fact that it is, that's something you have to deal with.
And it brings to question what else is.
Bingo.
And that's where you would have issues with agnostics and atheists.
The broaders.
It would shatter like a lot. like the ones who are staunch, the ones who are like, this is all it is. Life is a simulation, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So Seth says, I think it's more scary that people are holding back truth from the common people. I actually think finding out the truth would be cathartic for people, even on a spiritual level.
My problem with this movie is that part where it kind of seems like this guy's forcing disclosure, right? And 7 billion people are out there. Sure, they deserve the truth. But out of 7 billion people, how many do you think really want the truth? That's a serious question.
Yeah. How many are just content existing?
What is it, Joe?
I said, how many are just content existing?
Exactly. How many are just content existing? Think about the Matrix.
Red pill or blue pill.
That's right there. Think about the Matrix. Exactly. It's the same concept. Literally the same concept.
Terry says, after seeing how COVID broke people, he feels that most people would lose it.
I don't think they would. I think that there would be a lot of gnashing of teeth.
Yeah.
That's the
Seth says,
best
I
way
think
to
there's more
that.
division caused due to the misinformation that we've been exposed to for so long. Rob Posey says, we don't know what we don't know. It's possible it could freak us all out no matter how we say we're ready for. Oh, no, like it would 100%.
That's the
like
point.
there would be everyone, I think, and I agree 100% with you there, Rob.
Yep.
I would even just kind of, when it happens, there's going to be this moment of just sitting back for more than one reason, of just sitting back and needing time to think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because a minute before you heard that, humanity was all there was.
Yeah.
And you were sure of that.
Deucer's in the house. What's going on, brother? Long time no see. Good to see you out there. Says, hello, my wild and weird family. I can't stay but a few. We're having a bad storm at the moment. Wanted to say hi before the power goes out. There's a chance that we might lose power too this evening. So if we cut out before 10, don't freak out, guys. We're having some wind gusts of around 40, 50 miles an hour here.
We're not here. I've manifested them away. Joe won't either. Everybody's safe.
You know, guys, think about age of disclosure now. I mean, you guys seen it. I think we've talked about it. It's like over the past however many years, you know, let's say 50 years or whatever. You know, people, the believers, there's something out there. They've been screaming, we want proof, right?
Right.
So finally, we get literally public officials coming out now, and now the half of those previous ones are out. We want proof. Well, you got proof, or like, I don't believe it, you know, and the other half are kind of like, I don't know.
Well, that would be the gnashing of teeth that I was getting at right there.
Yeah.
Little interpretation from a book. But
Enzo said that there would be an initial shock from everyone, and then going back to your gnashing of teeth, some can noodle through it and be okay with it, but others won't be able to deal with it at all.
No, they won't. They will argue. They will fight. I don't know about all that, but there will be arguments. There will be fighting. There will be issues with, congregations, with literal interpretations. I think we would see a whole new landscape emerge from this, possibly, is what I think. I mean, wouldn't you call that? If this goes out, we've seen what happens to the church in the past. Whoa. I mean, most people are just thinking about the negative part of this. Oh, it's going to cause them to do this and that. Well, it may actually cause them to do something completely different, right, Joe?
It could. It very well could. It would be interesting.
An evolution.
I don't want to weigh in on it from a religious standpoint.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. There's too many radicals.
Well, there is. That's my point. And it would only take one of those radicals to go out and do something.
Well, I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about in theory. When you're looking at a theory and you have controls and radicals and fixed points of data, there's too many radicals in this section with religion that have nothing to do with humans, but just radicals in the theory to predict or try to make a solid statement without being taken out of context. I do think that it is something that needs to be addressed. Many people in the church have addressed it. Many leaders have addressed it, and you've got people on far ends of both spectrums. Some of them they're the Nephilim. Some of them they're demons. Some of them they don't even know, because half the time they don't even know how to read their own Bible. But
that's true. Yeah.
It's pretty interesting, and I've looked and listened to a lot of people over the years, and man, is this a weird topic to be in.
Yeah.
And like, it's one of those things where, like, I'm in a good place for it. Like, I'm okay.
Right.
I'm in a position spiritually, mentally, where I can take it in stride and be like,
I'm saying, does this bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me at all.
So
and it wouldn't from a religious standpoint, because it wouldn't change my aspect of faith at all.
It doesn't. And that's one of the things that, I think people have an issue with. They think it does. or it
But it's
will.
just what side of that you falling on?
Right.
Is it?
Exactly.
Well, there's one thing too. I was going to come up from a faith standpoint with the kind of a faith I have, but actually, if you look at the several different faiths that are out there, there is a belief in all these faiths that, and I'm not trying to get religious or anything. I'm just trying to bring up something. But like
Preach it, brother Dave. Preach it. Preach it.
But there will come a time in the future where humanity will be brought together as one.
Yeah.
There's a few faiths out there that kind of teach that principle.
And it sounds like a
there
beautiful
will
thing.
be one event that brings everyone together.
Doesn't it sound like a beautiful thing?
You know?
And then you have someone who turns that into New World Order, because that's what happened. That's what happened with that. And that makes me wonder about, the people who run these, shut up, Dave, who run these agendas, who are trying to play the narrative, who are trying to write this book, because I used to say that in high school. I was talking about that kind of stuff. Be like, oh, if there was something happening and the whole world became this one unit, right? I still talk about it every now and again. And you get these people be like, you think that's a great idea, but then you get these others like, oh, that's one world. That's when the Antichrist comes. It's like, what? I never had any clue back then that they were probably, reading something from the creator of Sky Daddy. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of end time novels that have been written that are considered gospel.
Yeah,
they're literally classified as nonfiction books, but
I forgot about that.
They're people who there's the fiction series, that Left Behind series.
That's what I was thinking about.
There's also a bunch of people who have written books pertaining to this, and they're not categorized as fiction, but like they're not good books either. They're not theologically sound. And what was that? The world's going to end in 1986, and then it was like bumped back. The thing I was wrong is like 1991, and then it was going to be like he just kept moving the marker because he was wrong every time.
Yeah, that's right.
A lot of those guys do that, and so much of that teaching was brought into various faiths, not just Christianity, but other various faiths, and they ran with it like it's the gospel.
It becomes dangerous at a point. I mean, like these death cults, for example.
Yeah. Oh,
sure. And this is our problem with a lot of this stuff, because once you do that, it becomes a matter of belief, right, Joe?
Yeah, it does.
And we don't need belief in this. We need answers, and maybe they might be personal answers. We don't even need group answers, right? I mean, we don't need this. We don't need the president to come out and say, everybody, UFOs are real and aliens are here, and they made a really good deal and blah blah blah. Well, who gives a crap? That's not what this is about. This is bigger than that. This is a time for humanity to actually realize something. You're just part of something so much bigger, and that's the potential that's here. That's the good part. Okay, that's the good news. And of course, there's the bad news. The bad news is that it's all just a big ruse, and we're being played by, space aliens that are going to eat us. That's not true, by the way. I don't think.
Turn us on to Cronenberg dystopia.
Yeah, I don't see any evidence of that, but I guarantee you, someone's going to run with that.
Oh, so it will. No, they already are. The people already are. Like, you've got other channels that are doing that, and they're.
So our job,
monsters.
Well, our job is basically, and it is a job. It's a mission, I guess, right? So it's basically to normalize paranormal. Well, it ain't gonna get no more paranormal than this. All right, that's a fact. What's coming is going to be so much more strange than most people can realize.
Yeah,
and it happens all the time. Every single one of you know this. I will guarantee you, out of 40 people that are watching right now, I'm going to guess 35 of you have had some kind of strange paranormal, some kind of event that you cannot explain away. You may not talk about it, but it happened. You may not have shared that with anyone, but it happened. And you may have even told yourself that it was something completely different, just to tell yourself that. So you don't have to worry about it. But you know it happened. Now just imagine that the validation comes and you know that you didn't imagine that. And the guy beside you knows he didn't imagine it. And then the other guy knows they didn't imagine it. And pretty soon everybody's telling the exact same stories. Well, how are they doing that? There's no way that they can know your story. Right?
Right.
That's massive validation. And that's where we're heading, one way or the other.
And seeing that in that format, you know, because Ron, you and I have talked about this for years, and I've heard you bring up that the idea, like, you know, one thing that nobody's talking about is that what if everybody finds out all at one time? You can't roll that one back.
Nope.
You can't say that didn't happen.
Bingo. And you know what makes it even better, Joe? This makes it even better, because you would know instantly, wouldn't you? I mean, how many people would be making selfies? How many people would be taking selfies and making little posts and making shorts, and they're all saying the exact same thing?
Yeah.
And it's all dated. It's all time stamped. It's all out there. No one can stop it. They couldn't stop, you know, 5 billion videos at once.
Yeah.
I mean, they could, but you know how that would end.
Don't worry, AI will save us.
Oh,
You know, I don't know.
I was being sarcastic.
hopefully these things come to save us from AI. But
Well, hopefully they're not AI.
Yeah.
or if they are AI, they don't think they're AI anymore.
That would be good. That would be better. That would be better. Yes. So anyway, it's a deep conversation, guys. I'm not kidding you. And I know it sounds weird, but it's a necessary one. Let's get up some of these folks' comments up here and
A lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, which ones? Because I've been throwing them up in.
Just throw them
the
here
screen.
and there. I mean, there's a lot of them out there. So let's see.
Belief is a human condition.
There you
Data
go.
doesn't interpret itself. We tend to interpret facts according to our own presuppositions. Most people tend to do that. It's a skill that is learned to be able to interpret data outside of those presuppositions. But yeah, it can be done.
We got one here from Stone Maven. That's a good one.
Yeah, I threw that one up there earlier.
So that's a good one.
Yep.
And
This is a
true.
really good take because it's not one that I've seen before, honestly.
Yeah.
Stone, you brought up a really good point where it said that the government would lose some of their power because people would suddenly realize there's other options for people other than Earth, or at least they'll think there are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a really good take.
Yeah, I think so. And then, of course, you know, there'll be exploitation of those people. And you know,
Oh, yeah.
go back and watch Alien Nation if you haven't, people. Try to watch the old series. I'm just telling you.
That was a classic.
Sure was. Let's see what else we got down here.
Yeah, I was throwing them up there while we were talking, so they were up there. But
yeah, I think we're caught up there pretty good.
yeah.
Oh, there's a great one.
Oh yeah, Sagan's
extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Well, I'll tell you what, it ain't going to get much more extraordinary than what's coming. So it doesn't matter. We could literally right now, I could pull out a box containing a piece of the Roswell crash. This is not, by the way. So, Agent John Stone, this is just a piece of camera equipment. That's all this is. This is just a demonstration. Clip. It's a demonstration. All right. I could pull out a box containing a piece of the Roswell crash. I could take that and I could have it analyzed, and it still wouldn't be good enough.
Oh,
Some people would not. Joe, we could go out tomorrow in the woods. We could track down Bigfoot. We could find the tracks because it's nice and wet. It's muddy.
Oh, yeah. Perfect conditions.
We can cast those tracks. Heck, we could walk right up on him. He might be back there, having supper, right? He might be ripping him apart a deer or something. He might even say, "Hey, boys, come on over. Sit down and have a chat with me. with his mind.
Have
And we might just eat some raw deer together, because I don't figure he cooks. But anyway, my whole point is we might sit there and just have it chatty up with him and be like, hey, Bigfoot, can we have some of your hair for some DNA study? Well, sure, boys. Why not? Gives us a little bit of hair, put in a little plastic or a little paper bag, take it with us.
Not a soul would ever believe it.
Not a soul. Something would happen to it. It would get burned up, or it would get lost, or, someone would mess it up. No one would believe it. My point is this, guys. You don't need validation from other people. You need validation from within. You can catch that from other people. When you hear someone saying the same kind of thing, it can send a little chill up your spine, and maybe you should listen to that, because that probably means that's kind of similar to what you experienced, and maybe that's what it's all about. So look for validation. Don't look for proof. Look for validation. That's what you're looking for.
So Godot says, you disclose Bigfoot, you close the countryside to most of the nation. You probably would, realistically. Now, since we're bringing up Bigfoot, this is a good transition.
I think so too. People like it when we talk about Bigfoot.
I know they do. They do. We were the 2022 Bigfoot Researchers of the Year, so we've been in this community for a long time, and we just happen to look at other things beyond Bigfoot. So
they don't like that. They don't like that at all.
No, they don't. It makes them really uncomfortable. But the Bigfoot community, as much as they're all going to hate to hear this, the Bigfoot community is identical to the UFO community. In the sense that you have believers, true believers, the toxic believers. That's what we need to make a new comic. Instead of the toxic crusaders, they can be toxic believers. But then you have them, and then you have the professional skeptics, which everyone loves the professional skeptics.
We have professional skeptics and web spurts. Are they the same or are they different? I don't know.
Oh, the professional skeptics are the people who make money, literally.
They're the ones that get paid. Gotcha.
Off their opinion that smells like rank booty hole. And then you've got the web spurts. And then you have people who are truly just curious. Now, in this spaghetti bowl of people, the Bigfoot community would love to see not anything to do or have any kind of similarities to the UFO community. However, they are the identical group. It's just different humans. Sometimes there's whole Facebook groups that are dedicated to skepticism, which is, there's nothing wrong with skepticism. I implore everyone to put on their skepticals whenever they get up and start, looking at evidence. That you put on your skepticals and you begin to view things in a way, to examine properly.
Right, God, you're the Borg.
Right, but because I understand the idea of not being so open-minded that your brain falls out. Thanks again, Carl Sagan. But you gotta be at least open-minded a little to the possibilities that what you're researching might not be what you think it is.
Right.
Or what you think it is not. That it could be. I mean, it drives me bonkers, but that's just where we're at. We have professional skeptics in the UFO community and in the Bigfoot community alike who are going at this entire topic, both sides, and attacking all the data. They don't care that the data is scientifically measured and recorded.
Nope.
It's flawed somehow. It could be explained away by this, but then when you say, well, no, not quite, because we did X. Well, then it's this. No, because we actually set this parameter to make sure that didn't happen. No matter how stringent the scientific research is, you have these experts out there that will tell you that it's not valid.
First mistake, experts.
Right. But it's in both sides. So now we have what is potentially coming. And there are already smear campaigns that are being drawn up. There are smear campaigns for the stuff that Darby Allin is doing in the Bigfoot community with the DNA research.
Yep.
And comparisons with other failed DNA studies. There's stuff in the UFO community currently right now that is trying to discredit. And trust me, I work for the government. Okay. That's as far as it goes. I don't trust them with anything, but half the time paying me. Okay. That is about as far as it goes. So I'm not expecting.
I concur.
I'm not expecting the government to give us real clear answers. But when you have people who are former government and current government who are saying, hey, look, here's what I know, and I'm going to put my neck out there. I'm going to put my reputation out there, and put it on the line. And you're going to sit and clack away at your keyboard and call anybody who listens to them or takes their advice or entertains what they say a kook, a quack, or a what was the word for it?
Schmuck. I believe the word you're looking for is schmuck. That's the word.
That is idiotic.
That's the best word that I've heard. No, you're correct. It is idiotic in the truest sense of the word.
So,
because, an idiot doesn't know what they don't know.
Right. So here we are. We got to be ready for that. I know that this group isn't necessarily, you guys are fairly skeptical folks, but you also look at the data. You can be moved by information. We appreciate that. We've got to be ready for basically, even if there is disclosure, a soft disclosure, a light disclosure light, if the government comes out and says we're not alone, the very 10 minutes later, an article that is 14 pages long that was pre-prepared for that very moment to come to get released and published.
It will happen. That will happen.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind. I've already heard, I believe it was Congressman Burchett was on there talking the other day, and he said that he heard that there was, a movement going on right now to discredit everything, which means we've said this before too. One side pushes in, one side fights back. It's the push and pull. That's how you know it's real, by the way. That's how you know something's going on, that someone's got vested interests in this. That's what it comes down to. They're one side, they want you to know. The other side doesn't want you to know. And all they're doing is just fighting amongst themselves. And we've talked about why we think, that there's a cover up, and we can talk about that forever, but there's no point. I think some really bad things have been done in the name of this cover up.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think there's some,
listen to any of the witnesses.
I think there's some very innocent people who were only following orders who did some of those bad things, and they probably are miserable about it. Did you guys hear about? Yeah.
This is a potential bad thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bad thing, but it's potentially related.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a bad thing because this has actually happened before, allegedly. Anytime that we make progress, someone just disappears. That's
someone involved in that.
Yeah.
The way it's been portrayed is that he was a scientist in nuclear, a nuclear scientist. They're not mentioning the fact that he was involved in the plasma, the plasma reactors. That wasn't brought up initially. That information's coming out. We also know that there's been some plasma-based engines, plasma-based propulsion. Was he involved with that?
Don't know. Couldn't say. We'll have to wait to hear more on that story, and we probably won't.
Right.
To be honest with you, this is the kind of stuff that you never really hear anything about until 20, 25 years later.
Yeah. Enzo said, I've been noticing a shift in people that are just flat out ignoring a lot of closed-minded internet screeching lately. Don't feed the trolls, God, right?
Well, I will say this, as far as it goes, like I said, we try to give you the data. We try to come on here and get your words on it in it as well. That's why we invite everybody here to literally jump in this conversation. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
We're all pretty much doing the same thing here. And even if someone disagrees with you, they learned how to have what's called discourse here. So we can have disagreements amongst ourselves and still sit at the table and share bread. And,
Right.
that's what we do. That's how we do it. And it's a lot of fun, to be honest with you, because this is how it's supposed to work. We don't have one person that sits down and tells you 100% that's what this is, unless they have proof. And it's very rare that can actually happen, to be honest with you.
Open discussion is very important.
Open discussion is extremely important. And when people don't want to hear opinions, that doesn't help anything. But if you come and you bring, an article that says, I don't know, scientists did this or that, and we're seeing these popping up now, guys. That's why I'm bringing this up. That AI generated garbage with the little headlines that are popping up, and there's absolutely no link to a source. That's scary.
Yeah.
Because you're sharing that stuff. Don't share it.
But it's being shared like wildfire.
You saw what we did at the beginning of this. When Dave was talking about the x-ray thing, he went and checked it. He sent us a link. We checked the link. We looked at it. That's legit. We did that before we shared it. That's what we do. Everything goes on our group over there. It gets vetted first. I use that word. I'm sorry. I don't mean it in that sense, but I mean it in the sense that it actually is. It means that we looked at it very, very closely before we say accept, because we get a lot of people who are trying to share garbage, or they're trying to promote themselves and they never promote us, and that's not how it works. So
now, if you do promote us, we will allow you to post on our page. Just a heads up, all you people who don't listen to this show that try to share your crap on our page.
Yeah. It's very simple. Just say, hey, okay, sure, let's share some stuff, guys. And we'll be like, okay, let's do it.
Yep.
As long as it's not AI garbage, we don't allow that. Anyway, what is that? What does the data tell us? Well, it depends on what data we're talking about, I suppose. But in this case, the data tells us that there's more here that we need to consider, rather than going out and thinking we know everything and we know what everything is. This is the unknown. They call it that for a reason.
Godot asks, what's Joe drinking this week? Protein again? Nope. This week is some vitamin C and a little bit of magnesium and some other stuff.
Yeah, Joe's been down with the sickness, y'all.
Yeah, I started feeling not great back on it was Saturday night, Sunday morning, and I was in pretty rough shape. I didn't get out of bed at all. I had migraines, not feeling great. Now head cold-ish like stuff. It's great. You've got school-age kids, preschool and kindergarten age, come home and tell you all about their day and then cough directly into your eyeballs. It's great.
Oh my God. I have to put this up. This is hilarious. Star Trek, The Next Generation taught us trust data, be skeptical of lore. That is absolutely pure genius, is what that is.
That's great.
But it's true. I mean, literally. But,
Enzo said, I saw a theory today that the age of disclosure is setting the stage for Trump to release full disclosure. He'll reveal it on the day Spielberg's movie comes out.
No, he's joking.
Fun.
He's joking, but he's serious, because that talk is going on, by the way. So what would you all believe is your best evidence for UAP being from a NHI? Well,
you're going to have to wait and see that, because we have that on camera.
Well,
Strange realities coming near you,
Yeah.
coming to you soon.
It's
Soon
something.
adjacent.
It's something. That's all I can say about that. It's something. And again, it's very important to make people understand this. It's just data. No one's trying to make anyone believe anything. In fact, we don't care if people believe it. We do care if they judge it without watching it, however.
Rob Posey says, Joe, you need some of Granny's spring tonic. I would totally go for some spring tonic right now, brother.
Well, you know what, Joe? All this disclosure talk brings me back to the thing we started last week here. We started the official disclosure clock. And I was actually going to roll it back, guys. I was going to roll it back to 6 minutes before midnight because of the talk that they were saying about this thing that's coming, this hit piece that's coming, that's going to discredit the whole disclosure movement, and the fact that they also said that there probably won't be any more UAP hearings. I don't know if you caught that or not.
Yeah, they did. That was on Weaponized, and it's because they said that until somebody walks out of a lab with a piece of one of these things and doesn't get, oofed on the way to it, that evidence is what it's going to take now. And they've had witness accounts, but the witness accounts aren't moving the needle, and they need actual hard evidence, and they're trying to work on getting that subpoenaed.
Yeah. And they're also blocking some of the subpoenas.
Yeah. Well, currently they don't have subpoena power.
That's what
They've
it is.
been
They're
given
blocking
the
the
power
power to subpoena. That's what it was. I'm sorry.
So
Yes.
they're blocking their attempts at that. So
Yes.
once that's changed, and they're trying to get it changed through a different committee and having a different committee subpoena them.
Yeah. So after hearing that, I'm like, well, we're moving away from disclosure. So the hand's got to go away. But then the whole thing with, Spielberg dropping this thing, and I think that's going to cause a little bit more of a reaction, and it's already starting to. That little trailer. And remember, guys, this is just a first trailer. That's it. That's a little teaser trailer. The big one will come next year. That's when we get to see
there's
the
one
orbs.
thing
Super Bowl. Be watching for the Super Bowl.
That's when we get to see the orbs.
Corbell mentions 2027.
What is it?
Remember, Corbell mentioned that 2027.
Corbell didn't mention anything. He refused to mention it.
He acknowledged the rumors, but he didn't say that those were what he was talking about.
Yep.
Right.
He even said they could move the date, etc. But I don't think you can move the date. What's coming is coming, in my opinion, and that's just gut feeling. But we're not there yet. But we're close. We're closer than we have been. And
be careful out there.
I think we're close enough to pop up the clock. So I'm going to
possibly
take us into presentation. I'm going to set this clock. Ashley's just in time to see the official clock of disclosure do its weekly thing.
Clock of disclosure.
Clock of disclosure.
Tick, tock, tick. Show us the things that we're close to being learned of.
That's a terrible. I don't even know what that was. We moved forward. We're 4 minutes to midnight at this point. That's where we're sitting right now. Now it'll probably move back, but don't get excited. Don't go digging your bunkers like Lou Elizondo. Just
yet anyway.
Not yet. Not until that clock turns red. Don't you worry about that.
There we go. Octopus wins. Alien talk clock. Tick tock, tick tock.
There you go. See, he knows how to do this thing. All right, you guys, great.
My wife would agree with you, Seth. My wife, the English teacher. I think sometimes when she listens to me talk,
I'm excited. Are you serious? You don't tell me what to do.
Tony says, Joe, what was that? How much medication are you on? You poor glowing thing. May or may not have taken some NyQuil before I came down here.
Oh man,
not NyQuil, but the other one, the Dayquil something.
Is the Hat Man around there?
It's got codeine. He might show up.
You seen the Hat Man?
No, I see Dave. Dave's wearing a hat.
Oh, I see that too. That's disturbing. Anyway, so yeah, I think that I think that's accurate. I think we're going to set that at 4 right now, and we'll see where we are next week with it. But you know, the fact that that movie dropped on January 16th just blew my mind.
Oh yeah, right on the day. Like it was wild and
Blew my mind.
So Ron, I'll ask you first, then we'll ask Dave. And actually, I'm going to address Move Pig. By the way, Move Pig, hope y'all are doing okay up there. I saw not Seth, but Chris is in the hospital.
Oh, I did see that.
You guys send out some positive thoughts, prayers, and all that good stuff to Chris. He's got some kind of respiratory infection. He's in the hospital. So, why is video evidence not good enough to convict, or why is video evidence good enough to convict someone of murder, but not good enough as evidence of high strangeness?
I mean, it's a fair question. I think the problem being is that they can't explain high strangeness. That's what it is. If I have a video of weird light, right, moving around, well, that light could be a lot of things. So they're going to go with that. They're going to be like, oh, well, Occam's razor says that it could be, you know, a firefly on overdrive. What?
Yeah, right.
But they're right. Occam's razor does say that. But Occam's razor is so dull anymore. It doesn't even matter. This is old concepts. I mean, if you don't trust me and you don't believe me on it, ask your AI and see what it says, because it'll probably tell you.
What good is Occam's razor if you only use it when it applies to what you want it to?
Yeah. No, it's true. It's 100% true. So your point is well taken, and I believe you're absolutely right. What is the difference? Why do we invalidate these things? And that's what we're talking about with this stuff too. It's like, you know, clinical psychology will tell us that these things, this disassociation with time and space, and that's real. That happens.
Yeah.
That happens in trauma events.
Yeah.
Okay. Traumatic events, screen memories. It happens in traumatic events. It's real. It's documented. But when someone says, I remember, you know, I'm on this in this room, and there's there's these weird lights and there's these weird beings, and all of a sudden it's like, we're done here. There's the door. I don't deal with that. Why? Why is that?
The old classic, you know, the classic being thrown. You're a loony. You need to go be put in a loony bin. You know, it goes back to that old classic thought.
Well, that's what it is. But why? Why is one thing more tangible, more believable, yet the other, which contains the exact same symptoms, is not?
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. Jordan Booker brings up something too. Says, to be honest, I have disclosure fatigue. It'll take a piece of tangible evidence. There's too much. Trust me, bro. There is. I agree.
That's the problem, though.
And social media.
Well, they put us here. That's the problem. Or either that's the solution. I'm not sure which, honest.
Yeah.
Like social media is dumbing us down.
Who's playing the game? That's the question. You know, who's playing the game?
So Seth says a lot of high strangeness seems to distort digital film as well. I can see where skeptics come from when they don't believe film. That, and film's really easy to edit.
No, extremely.
And honestly, I don't know why people are so quick to rush for, say a conviction's sake on things, but when it comes to video evidence, because it could just as easily be edited and toyed with at this point in time.
Oh yeah, or manipulated and completely generated.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, what you see right now is questionable, but in a year, it's going to be absolutely unbelievable. Trust me, you won't be able to believe anything you see or hear.
There have been some videos that I didn't realize they were AI until like something in the background
Yeah.
People are out here throwing out instead of Occam's razor, it's new wild and weird merch announcement. Occam's spork, aka Zorp sporks.
Pork.
So now we need to figure out how to make sporks. There's a new
That's the log.
And now we've got to get the next thing we got to get is we got to get the Zinner cards out. That's our
we do
thing, and we'll get those right after the holidays. So
yep,
be expecting them. Here's the thing, though, man. I mean, we're showing the mechanisms for this thing, and that thing seems pretty darn legit. And we're gonna have to sit down and have this conversation again soon, if I'm right, if we're right. Because the weirdness that they're talking about is this. You know, it's this. It's the human contact experience.
right.
And it's a place that really, it's a hard place to walk. I'll be honest with you.
Well, there's not a week that goes by without some kind of news in this field.
Oh yeah, and it gets to the point where you're just like, here we go again, and then here's another one, and it feels like you're constantly on an uphill roller coaster.
It didn't used to be that way, though, if you remember.
Yeah.
No, it didn't. It was all after hours History Channel. now it's like right there on the front page news, and it's right there on nightly news, and it's all over media.
Yeah, because they don't really look at it. They don't test it. They don't sit down and validate it. And it gets complicated. And like I said, it's gonna get even harder. I don't know what's gonna happen, to be honest with you guys. I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, no clue. I'll be 100% with you. I don't know. I don't know where we're going.
Yeah. Jordan Booker says it's frustrating because we're on the cusp. It's the cusp of discovery when all things start to come together.
Well, we may have been here before. That's the important thing that people need to take into consideration. And I'm not trying to play Doomsday Dave here, but it didn't go so well possibly at one point. So we need to be very careful with this. And I think that it's probably a universal thing. It's probably a mark of civilization. You either make it through this part or you don't.
Rob says, unreal. My granddaughter just named her new praying mantis Spork.
Oh, there you go.
That is great.
That's our job.
Maybe it's not a mantis. Maybe it's one of the mantid aliens.
It's a mantid. It's a baby one. Yeah.
What do you guys think about the new Monster Quest? I was really excited until I realized they're using a ton of AI. So disappointing. I'd always been a great, honest show.
Well, let me tell you something real quick. I won't let you hit the whole thing. I'm going to go off on an AI tangent for a second here. Okay. You hold yours. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. Do the AI thing.
Yeah. This is just the AI part. I haven't seen Monster Quest. I'm just going to speak on what I'm going to say here. I saw this week where Disney apparently has made a deal to where they're going to allow it. Now, basically what's happening is these big companies are going in there and they're making these promises to these people who are influencers, Disney being a massive one, to make this normal. It's going to be normal to use AI.
Yep.
Today I sit here and I created, last night and today, I sit here and I created a 1 minute and 50-second trailer for this thing by hand, by scratch. I used little clips of footage that we paid license for. You could have did the same thing with probably any of the AI in less than probably 5 minutes. I'm not doing that. But at some point in the future, that's what they want us to do. They're literally taking the graphics card industry now and turning it into an AI production facility. You know this, right? We're not going to be able to create, guys.
NVIDIA is pulling away from computers and gaming systems.
40% of their only 40% will be devoted to actual graphics cards, which means that people like me and people like the rest of you creators out there are going to have to find some other way to do it, or we're just going to disappear like the fighter jet pilots of today, because they're going to disappear too. Matter of fact, AI is going to pretty much replace all of us at some point. That's sick. Think about it. Joe, go ahead.
Now, to address the Monster Quest stuff, like I'm curious as to how much is going to be used is going to be AI actually in the show. Like we know from a creator's standpoint, if someone tells you I need a trailer like now, and they tell you yesterday, and it was due like 5 months from now, 4 months from now is what the projected date was, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, we need it tomorrow." If you're in a pinch, you take what used footage you have and then you splice it up with stuff that's either and I'm not defending the use of the AI creatures and stuff, but like I'm curious as how much is going to be in the final production versus what was used in the trailer. Because a lot of companies are doing that right now. They're using a lot of AI generated footage for trailers and for clips that they just need to be like a stinger, and then you won't see hardly any in the actual production. I'm hoping that that's the way it goes. However,
I doubt it.
I have seen Doug posting a metric ton of AI stuff from his personal Facebook page. So, yeah, it could go either way.
Yeah. They're going to normalize it, is what I'm getting at.
Yep,
And
it's going to get normalized.
It's going to get normalized. So we're going to have a choice at some point in the future. And it's going to be either we have to use this technology or we're just going to fade away. And I'm not going to use it as long as I can possibly not use it, other than for what we use it for. And that's just for analytical stuff and trying to figure out, you know, what
we use it to crunch numbers.
And, for sure. Give us ideas on maybe a experiment here and there. Like,
right.
Have you tried this? You know? But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is they're selling a product and they're convincing a lot of people to use that product. And it's all about money. It's just all about money. Always is with humans.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man.
What we got out there?
It's going to wind up being normal. We're going to get to the point where we're just going to have to live with it, unfortunately. And I understand there's like all these kids that are like anti, and I'm anti AI too, but like I'm being realistic. We've seen this before.
Oh, this has happened before.
It's happened before when it went from practical effects to CG effects. All the sculptors and all the practical effects guys were in an uproar.
You have to be. And that's the problem. Because you, as a company, a production company, want to beat that production company to stay in business. Well, that production company is using this. And it's perfectly okay with them. They don't have any, morals whatsoever. They don't care. They're about making their money. Well, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
That's where we're heading, unfortunately.
It's like a change in mediums. Like when you're, of course, you can go all the way back to vinyl to success of CD. But like most recently, like when you're going from CD to the streaming music, I mean, I'm still old school. I like CDs and vinyl as my two mediums. But like that whole fight in the music industry, for example, when they're trying to switch over to the streaming, there's so many people. I don't want streaming. I want to have a physical product.
You're not going to have a physical anything soon. That's the whole point.
Exactly. Yeah.
The data is not yours. The machine won't be yours. It won't be yours. Your car is not yours. Let's be real. It's just like that. Your house isn't yours until, you win the lottery or pay it off. But at some point, it's not yours. And that's the goal.
So Ashley brings up that we do have solid pieces with practical effects still. Look at the Terrifier series. Right. But that's a low budget horror film. When you're dealing with something on the scale of Star Wars, the original series, the original 3 were all practical effects. They were small TIE fighters, they were yay big. And they filmed these things, and there were people moving them around on jauntries, and there were, everything was physical. Now, if you go to the latest trilogy, or not latest, sorry, the the prequels, you see it's a mix, it's a hybrid of CGI and practical. And then you go to the modern stuff and it's still a little bit of practical, but mostly CG.
Yeah.
Some of these people, the entire set, right? The entire set is a blue screen.
Mhm.
The entire crew, the actors are even wearing mocap suits. They're not even wearing an actual physical costume in some cases.
Yeah.
It just looking at that, and yet Terrifier is great. It's a low budget horror flick, and it uses practical effects. The Pennywise and a lot of the CGI people thought was CGI was just CGI assisted physical effects. Those were really cool for the new Welcome to Derry and even the It movie series. There was a massive, almost 14-foot tall practical with CG assist, and they could have gone full CG and been fine. But it's just the phasing out, the way things are moving, and it's just how it is now. Look at how many just purely animated CG movies there are,
Yeah.
as opposed to The Lion King or
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast.
So it's cheaper.
Aladdin.
It's cheaper. It's quicker.
Cheaper and
faster.
faster.
And now you're promising these people the ability to create something literally studio wise quality within a week. They're going to jump at it.
Oh yeah.
And then we're just going to be sitting back here like, what do we
There's
do?
not going to be any avoiding it. Yes.
What do we do?
Real artists exist. Yes, real artists are still going to be there making things.
Yep.
It's going to be way more expensive.
Yes.
It's going to take way more time.
Yes.
You're still going to be able to get it.
Yep.
But it's going to take more time and it's going to be more expensive.
But are you even going to consume it when you can simply go and absorb this stuff that someone else made that looks even better? Are you going to be loyal to those producers, or are you going to watch this other stuff while they're spending a year producing this one thing?
Right.
These guys have it done in 6 months or 2 months. You're going to watch their stuff. You're going to watch their stuff. That's and you won't even know you're watching that. That's the point that we're trying to make. It's going to be so, like right now, the clips that I use during that, those were all footage. They were shot. There was footage. There was a couple of animated pieces, but it was CGI. But it's going to come to the point where we don't even know that. Yeah. We won't even know that the stock footage that we're using is AI generated.
Right.
That's
because so much of that B-roll footage is just going to be generated B-roll.
That's where we're going.
Well, there's a Star Wars series on YouTube right now. Like it's all AI generated, and I hate to admit it, but it's better than the movies.
Yeah,
I mean, the storyline's better than these last 3 sequels that had come out. It's amazing how good it is.
The problem, and that's what I just got through saying. You're going to watch that while the studio's over here working with real actors and working with this. You're watching this and you're just saying, "Oh, this is great." Now they're going to look at this and going to be like, "We just spent X amount of $1 million on this. They've already beat us. What are we doing? Why are we doing this?"
Yeah,
close the studio. We're done. Go get a job with whatever facility that is. But that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're pretty much on the brink of complete, artistic destruction.
Well, you're still going to have artists. That's never changed throughout history, and it will just be niche, and it will be collector's items.
Bingo.
So
that's pretty much what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It all comes full circle.
Yep, pretty much. So, speaking of artists, man, we have some really cool stuff that's going to be coming up in 26, and I can't wait to get into it. But there will be music involved. It'll be real music, though, right, guys? Like,
could be.
Could be real music. Yeah. Not none of that Suno stuff. Not none of that AI generated stuff. Although I got to be 100% with you, Dave. Back in the trailer days when I said, one day I would just have me and a bunch of robots and playing with them, and playing music. That day's today. You can do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just haven't did it yet because my problem is I kind of like the human feel. Although I could sit down and, come up with a really good song, literally chords, the whole works, right? And then throw it into this thing and have it, make this beautiful recording.
It's too perfect. There's no element of...
It wouldn't be my creation. See, that's the problem. And you know this, Dave, when we used to record, we would sit there, and I know you hated me for it, but all of you did. But you remember how many takes we would have to do. And then there would be like one or two little segments. I'd be like, oh, I want this here. And, all of a sudden we had like 8 tracks. And then all of a sudden that 8 tracks turned into 64. Because I would want this little jab here. I want this little run here. I want, Craig, you make sure that you say this over here, and then Dave, of course, will go back and record his parts, which I don't even know how many tracks. But the whole point is, right.
Oh, my processor is screaming.
Right.
Oh, me.
Yes, it did. Yes, we heated that place. But my point being is that's creation. All the, are the arguments and the, the pain of it all. It's creation. And it took months, not a minute.
Well, when it comes to the AI music too, like the timing is too perfect.
Yeah.
I think
it's good for a scratch pad. I honestly think it would be good for a scratch pad to figure out, okay, well, maybe I could use that chord progression there and then throw it away and then do it yourself and then make it your way.
Yeah, there's something about the actual rhythm and the human element, the imperfections that I personally like. Like I always, if you look in my album collection, it's like 80-20 live recordings to studio recordings.
Yeah. Ow.
No CGI with the poop log. That's right, baby.
Actually, there is CGI with poop log.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It is CGI, just no AI.
That's right. It is CGI.
James trying to say he makes his own log.
And that's the difference too. I've had people especially with a couple of my pieces, someone accused me by the way, of creating AI art.
That happens like at every other show.
And it's like, you don't know what you're talking about. Apparently this, the generation here now, they don't understand that CGI is not AI. And that's mind blown. Wait a minute. You did that? Yeah, I did. I got receipts for it too. You want to see them? And then you show them, the grayscale and the modeling, and it just blows their mind that you actually made that. But there's a huge difference. But I'm down for this right here, though. We need to shoot a real version of the practical effect with our little poop. We need a name for him.
Oh yeah, we should.
He doesn't have a name, folks. Your time to shine.
Name contest.
It's your time to shine. The poop log needs a name.
On the way out tonight, everybody, what do you guys think the poop log's name should be? The formal name is Cakatillo.
Seth, unfortunately, we're sacrificing human creativity in favor of efficiency instead. Yes, we are 100%. And that is, unfortunately, the modern age. Like I said, we've been here. It's all happened before, literally.
Turd Ferguson. That's my turtle's name. I've got a diamondback terrapin over here, and that's his name, Turd Ferguson.
That's it. Ron is a true artist. Thanks, Jordan. Actually, I was told I would never be an artist. That's why I am. Don't tell me that I can't do something. That's how you make me do it. Let's see what we got here. Average cinema target audience age, Hollywood studio, 13-year. Yep, that's right. That's literally it, because I don't think they realize where the money comes from to get them in there, but whatever.
Enzo says the captain's log.
Oh man, no. What else we got here?
The
I'm just looking
crappy
at some of
log.
these.
Squat.
Let's see.
Name it Sasquat.
What we got here? We got Jordan point of thought. AI is doing to art what the photograph did to paintings. Kind of, not really though.
Makes it instant and gratifying.
It does that. It makes it
Yeah.
instant. It makes it. But here's my problem with it, guys. It's not reading my mind. It can't create what I want it to see, right? But it creates a facsimile that's close. And then I'm thinking these artists who are doing this are going to be like, that's close enough to what I was thinking. It wasn't what you were thinking,
analog.
though. It wasn't what you were thinking. And that's what happens with it.
Crappy the log.
Crappy.
Gary says Earl.
Earl.
I like that.
Earl.
After photography, we have the dawning of surrealism.
Yeah. Surrealism is probably one of my favorite forms of art. I should really do more of it.
Yule.
Man, keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming. We're gonna find one.
2 wood. Duncan. Nugget.
Nugget. No, there's just something wrong about that, Seth. It works, but there's just something so wrong about that.
I'm like an analog or the captain's log. So far, that's where I'm at. We might have a run on that next week and name it. Well, no, next week we're actually not here.
No, we're not going to be here.
Speaking of that,
because the comet is
gonna
coming
take
tomorrow, and yeah, we're gonna meet up. No, I'm sorry, we're not gonna do that because it's comet. But yeah, we won't be here because that'll be Christmas Eve, right? Something like that.
Yep, it'll be. Actually, I think it's Christmas Day.
Is it Christmas Day?
Yeah, next Thursday is Christmas Day.
Oh, yeah.
And
then the following Thursday is New Year's Day.
So depressing.
So we will not be here next week. And when will we be back live? Probably New Year's Eve.
For
New Year's Day.
For a short period of time. Just like last year.
We'll jump on. We'll hang out.
Ron has things to do and places to go. So right here. Right here. Going right here. Not here on camera, but right here. Actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm probably just going to play some video games. I'll be 100% with you. I think I'm just going to chill out and maybe play some Fortnite. Winterfest is up. Just started today. So.
There'll have to be a New Year's Day show, though, on that Thursday, because New Year's is on a Thursday. New Year's Day is on a Thursday.
Yeah, New Year's Day.
That could be a really special show.
Oh, it's New Year's Day?
Yeah, it's New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's different than New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with doing it that
I can do it on New Year's Day. As far as I know, I'm not going anywhere. I'll let you know for sure, but
I'm not going anywhere. I know that already.
Yeah, we might be here on New Year's Day then. That would be kind of fun.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be all right. We could probably
get a lot of news about
first show of the year, first day of the year. Yeah. Let's go ahead and schedule it in. 1/1/26. Be right here at 8 p.m. Eastern.
1/1/26. There you go. Either I'll be here, but if I can't be here, you won't know because they'll just replace me with an AI.
Right, exactly.
You won't know it's not me.
We got to try it as an experiment sometime.
No, you shouldn't try it as an experiment anytime. I'll put you in that seat. I can take you out of that seat. Okay? Just letting you know.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Y'all have been awesome. We
behold my awesome power.
You all that have supported the show and kept us here live on the air this year and keeping it alive moving forward. You guys are amazing. we've got some special stuff that we're going to be putting together for you all soon.
What a twist!
This whole show was AI. And it's been a pretty wild year. So
yeah, it has.
Thank you guys. We got to do some stuff this year that we never thought we'd really get to do, that we had the opportunity to. And everybody who tuned in and watched Paranormal Horizons over at Small Town Monsters, and everybody who's stuck it out with us here at Wild and Weird Radio and leading into Strange Realities. We appreciate every one of you guys. Remember to like, share, subscribe, smash it like it owes you money, baby.
And leave comments. Leave comments. Let's get the algorithm to push us out there. You know, that helps. That really helps. If you liked it, leave comments. If you didn't, it's okay. You don't have to leave comments. But if you did like it, then yes, please leave comments in the under the actual video. That really does help. Look at the one with what did we do? The one right before Stan.
2 episodes ago. It was great. You guys blew it up.
You got, every single one of you, I think, just blew that thing up, and it went out to a lot of people. So, you know, we don't get a lot of views on our videos. I mean, that's a fact, because we're not peddling fear. We're not peddling, you know, sensationalism. We just give you the truth and let you talk. And I think that's what's kind of neat about the program. And I don't see it changing. Just to be honest with you,
it's what keeps us unique. That's what we were founded on. That's what we started out at. And there's no real reason to change.
It was always the dream to include the audience. Go back and listen to the old first radio, and you'll hear us on there on the podcast saying, man, I wish we could, you know, somehow get this out to where we would have some kind of interaction with people. That's where we're at. And we've got other places to go. But speaking of which, interact with us. Feel free to send us, you know, any of your accounts, anything like that. If you got questions, you know, things like that, of course, reach out, send it. We hit the goal. Yes, we did, Jordan. We hit that goal.
Yeah.
And I think people still want to see the year-end Ron Bay swimsuit calendar.
It's not going to happen.
Oh, so now this is hilarious. You guys, between Barker, the poop log.
Oh, Barker.
And then Jen, Bruce Spruce log. You guys named my great grandfather. That's hilarious. Bruce Barker.
Hard pass.
So hard pass. Yeah.
No.
Sounds painful.
No.
You guys are great. Appreciate each and every one of you. Remember, first of the year, be here, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to kick off the new year with a live episode for you guys. We're going to probably do our year in review where we run through 2025, all the cool stuff, and then give you guys some predictions on what we think is going to be happening in 2026. And
what do you think is going to be happening next week?
Well, we're going to be probably still sitting down and recording something. I would say, you know, interesting without giving it too much away.
Maybe.
So, guys, awesome year. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Really
Incredible year. Great way to end it out. We said we were going to do something and we did it. We proved, you know, you just got to believe it, man. Just got to believe it.
Terry Carter, thanks for jumping in here in the chat.
Terry,
appreciate you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas right back at you. Zorp and Cargon swimsuit calendar. It's coming, baby.
It's not. It's really not.
It's a good idea.
All right.
It's really not.
Thanks, everybody. Good night. We appreciate each and every one of you. It's been a phenomenal year. Let's bring in another awesome year.
Wait. No. The log. The blessing.
Oh, yeah. The blessing for everybody. I got to catch the blessings up for tonight, guys.
Right.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No logs were harmed in the filming of that sequence.
Well, not that sequence.
Not that sequence.
We'll see you here next, not next week, week after next. Everybody enjoy the holidays. Stay safe traveling.
We'll see you
If
next
you're gonna
year,
be out
right?
on the road
trying to
over the
say?
next week and a half, 2 weeks. Stay safe. And we'll be waiting for you right here after the first of the year.
Yeah. Anything weird happens, like I said, stay tuned. We'll be on
Yeah.
top of that. But if it's just the normal garbage, just tune it out. Be with your family, have fun, enjoy
Right.
yourself. Turn off the TV for God's sake, just for a little bit. But don't turn us off. But just enjoy yourself for real. Not kidding.
And stay wild and weird.